You will spend the rest of your life with a hand that won't fully close, and on cold mornings you will feel the place on the back of your neck where the teeth went in. Minute 0. The trail smells like dust and warm pine, and the light is going orange and low through the trees. And your shoes are loud on the packed dirt because nothing else out here is making a sound. You have been running this loop for years. You know the turns. You like this part of the evening best, when the heat breaks and the air gets soft and the birds quiet down, and it is just you and the long slope of the mountain going up on one side and dropping away on the other. Your water is almost gone, but you are close to the bend where the trail starts heading back down, so you push a little harder, watching the dirt come up under your feet, breathing in time with your steps, thinking about nothing at all. The birds have already stopped. You did not notice when. You round the bend and the trail narrows where the brush leans in close on both sides, and you slow down to step over a root. And for 1 second you look up at the sky going pink over the ridge, and you think it is one of the nicer evenings you have had out here. Then something hits you in the back. It is not a sound or a warning, it is just weight. All at once, like someone dropped a sandbag onto your shoulders from above, and your knees fold, and your face goes into the dirt before you understand you are falling. There is a pressure on the back of your head and neck, a heavy gripping pressure, and then a deep pulling pain at the base of your skull that goes all the way down into your shoulders, and you feel teeth. You feel them sink in and hold. You do not see it. You still have not seen it. You only feel how big it is by how easily it has pinned you down. Your hands scrape at the dirt and you twist your body hard on pure animal reflex, and you get an arm up and back, and you hit something solid and furred and warm, and there is a low sound right against your ear, more in your chest than your ears, and the claws that are hooked into your shoulders pull harder, dragging, trying to move you off the trail toward the brush. Your shirt rips, your skin rips. You feel yourself sliding through the dirt a few inches at a time, and you understand, in a far-off flat way, that it is taking you somewhere. So you fight. Not bravely. You just do not want to go where it is pulling you. You throw your elbow back again and again, you scream, you grab a fistful of fur and twist, you kick your heels into the ground. You make yourself loud and heavy and hard to move, and then the weight is gone. The teeth let go and the claws drag free and the pressure lifts off your back all at once, and you hear the brush move, fast and then nothing. You are alone on the trail. It happened in maybe 10 seconds. You are face down in the dirt with the pink sky still up there over the ridge like nothing changed. Minute 2. You get your hands under you and push up, and that is when the back of your neck feels wrong. It feels wet and open and cold where the air hits it. You reach up and your fingers find torn skin and a flap of your scalp lifted loose, and when you bring your hand down, it is dark and slick all the way to the wrist. Your shoulder has 4 long openings in it where the claws went, and they are not bleeding the way a scrape does. They are filling and running, steady, and the front of your shirt is already heavy and sticking to you. The thing went for the back of your neck and the base of your skull on purpose. That is the spot it always goes for. Its jaws are wide and strong enough to bite through bone, and a finger's width to either side, and the bite would have gone through the cord that runs down your spine, and you would be lying here unable to move at all. It missed by that much. You do not know that yet. You only know your arms still work, so you use them to stand up. The standing is bad. The trail tips and swings, and you have to put a hand out to a tree. There is a high, thin ring in your ears. You spit dirt, and there is blood in it from where your face hit the ground. You look back the way the brush moved, and you cannot see anything in there, just shadow between the trunks, and you understand that it could still be watching you, that it has not really gone anywhere. It has only stepped back. You start walking, down, toward the trailhead, toward the parking lot, toward people. It is the only plan there is. Minute 8. The walking works for a while. You hold your hand pressed to the back of your neck to slow the bleeding, and you keep the other arm tight against your ribs, and you go down the slope one careful step at a time. The light is leaving fast now. Down here under the trees, it is already more gray than orange, and the trail ahead of you is going soft and hard to read. Your hand at your neck keeps slipping because it is too wet to grip. The cloth of your shirt is soaked from the collar down to the waist on one side. You did not know a person could lose this much and still be walking. And the not knowing is almost a comfort, because the part of you that should be scared is getting quiet and slow along with everything else. The trail forks. You stop. You have run this loop 100 times, and for a long blank moment, you cannot remember which way is down. Both look the same in the gray. You pick the left one because it feels like it drops away faster, and you make yourself keep moving before the cold thought catches up that you might be wrong. The blood you are losing is the real problem now, more than the wounds themselves. Every beat of your heart is pushing more of it out through your neck and shoulder, and your body has started doing the only thing it can, pulling the blood in tight to your middle to keep your heart and lungs going, which is why your hands have gone cold and clumsy and your lips feel far away. You are running low and the body is rationing. Hour 1. It is full dark now. It is full dark. You are still walking, but slower, and you are talking to yourself out loud without deciding to. Short words, keep going. Almost there, the next bend, even though you are not sure anymore that any of it is true. The trees are just black shapes. You walk into one. You feel along it with your shoulder and keep going. You are very cold. You are shaking now, hard, your whole body. A deep shaking you cannot stop. And at the same time, you are sweating. And you cannot make those two things fit together. Your mouth is dry as the trail dust. You want water more than you have ever wanted anything, and your bottle ran dry an hour ago. Before any of this, on the easy part of the evening, when your biggest problem was being thirsty. You stop to rest against a rock and your legs do not want to start again. Sitting feels so good and so right that you understand sitting is the dangerous thing, that if you sit, you will keep sitting. So you grab the rock and you drag yourself back up, and the swing of your own blood rushing makes the dark go darker for a second and you have to wait for it to come back. This is the place on the trail where it gets decided, not by anything you do, by how much blood was in you to start with and how much is left and how far help still is. Someone smaller, someone older, someone the cold and the loss hit faster. They sit down at this rock and they do not get up. You get up. You keep moving downhill in the dark, on legs you can barely feel, toward where the parking lot has to be. Hour 2. The trees open up. You do not see the parking lot so much as feel the ground change under your feet. Dirt going to gravel, going to the flat hardness of pavement, and there is a single tall light on a pole at the edge of the lot, buzzing, throwing a cone of white down onto the empty asphalt. Your car is the only one there. You knew it would be. You came out late on purpose to have the trail to yourself. You make it to the cone of light and your legs stop working and you go down onto the pavement on your knees and then your side. The asphalt is still a little warm from the day. You get your phone out with a hand that will barely close around it and the screen is smeared dark before you even touch it. You manage the 3 numbers. You tell the person where you are, the name of the trailhead. You say Puma, you say bleeding, you say the back of my neck. And your voice does not sound scared. It sounds slow and flat and far away, like someone reading off a card. They tell you to keep talking. They tell you help is coming. You lie on the warm pavement under the buzzing light with the phone against your face and you keep your eyes open because closing them feels like the same thing as sitting down at the rock. You never did see it. The whole time, from the weight hitting your back to right now on the asphalt, you never once saw the animal that did this. That is how it is built. It comes from behind, from above, from the side you are not looking at. And the first you know of it is the weight and the teeth. And if it does its work right, you never know anything else at all. The lights come at last, red and then white, sweeping across the trees, and there are hands on you and voices over you, and something pressed hard to your neck. And they get you up off the ground and the warm pavement lets you go. The wounds close over the months. The 4 lines on your shoulder fade to pale tracks. The torn scalp grows back its hair mostly, with a bare seam running through it. But the hand never comes all the way back, the one on the side where the claws went deep, the nerves under there cut by the same grip that held you down, and it sits half open and slow and weak, no matter what the doctors try. And every cold morning, when you bend to tie your shoes on the porch and the chill touches the back of your neck, the skin there draws up tight on its own, the way it would if a weight were about to land, and you turn around to look at nothing. The same way you didn't look that evening on the trail when the birds had already gone quiet and you hadn't noticed. And that's it for today's survival adventure stories. That was pretty crazy, right? Well, it gets worse. The next story is even scarier than this one. You really need to see it. Just click the video right now. You won't believe what happens.